shit. First we had Drake versus Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? A lot of big rivalries. Drake versus Kendrick. Godzilla versus King Kong. Biggie versus Pac. Now we got Elon versus Trump. You know what I'm saying? We're going to break down this whole battle, how it started, where it's at now, and what that means for us. And most importantly, how we can make some motherfucking money off of it. Let's go. Let's start the show. Yeah. It's going down out here, man. You know what it is. It's your boy, Big Brandon Carter. And it's time for us to talk about this. You know what it is. Man, it's going down, man. I don't know if y'all seen it. I don't know if y'all heard. But Trump and Elon, that bromance, it ain't what it used to be. This reminds me of when 50 Cent and Floyd Mayweather used to be friends. You know, the money team. Y'all remember them days? Then they had beef. This is like that, but it's political. It got ramifications for all of us. And we're going to talk about it. And we're going to talk about how to get some money off of it. You know what I'm saying? Let's get some of this fucking cash. You feel me? That's really all I care about, man. Like every time something happens on Earth, I think, how do I make money off of this? that's how my motherfucking mind works. Like, I don't know if that's good or bad, but it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucking school shooting. I'm like, motherfucking earthquake somewhere. I'm like, a fucking war breakout somewhere. I'm like, all right, man, how can we get some cash off this shit? You know what I'm saying? I've done it before and I'm gonna do it again. And we in this motherfucking civil war, we going out here. Some dummy said, do you only care about money? Shut the fuck up. Bitch ass nigga. My fault. I didn't mean to turn up on you. You just asked a question. Let me chill out. That's my fault. I'm kind of hyped up because I know there's going to be some money making opportunities off this. So I want to apologize to you. What's this nigga's name? Tony, Mr. Diggs. I apologize for turning up on you like that. I care about way more than money, but I care about money a lot. Only a fucking dumbass doesn't care about money. You know what I'm saying? What kind of fucking ignorant asshole don't care about money? Listen, you must be new here. The victory talk. What the fuck? Motherfucker. You know what, man? You know, Nima, you ain't never been to a Christian church, have you? Nah? Yeah? You can't say.
I've been like once.
You can't say, damn, are you allowed? Anyway, I didn't know you was allowed. That's cool. That's cool. But you know what, man? Every time I go to a Christian church, at least once, maybe several times, they pass around a collection plate.
I think we had that.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like nobody gets up and say, you only care about money. It's like, nah, man. We want even God want the motherfucking money.
God wants 10%, I think, right?
God wants 10%. God wants 10%, man. He be telling you to tithe and shit.
And there is no deductible.
Ain't no deductible. You get a tax break, though. You know what I'm saying? You get a little, ask me how I know. You know what I'm saying? You get a tax break, though. If you write it off, man, you can't just putting cash in there. You know what I'm saying? But God will, every time there's a natural disaster, man, they be having telethons and shit. What they be asking for? Love? Friendship?
Always
they be
money.
asking you to hug your family more? Nah, they ask for money.
Always.
Hurricane Katrina. You wasn't here for that, but you heard about it.
Yeah, I was here after.
Yeah, you came after. Good for you. You know what I'm saying? It was surfs up down there, man. Motherfuckers were swimming in their backyard.
Oh boy.
What they asked for? Money. The motherfucking Hurricane Sandy.
Money.
You know what I'm saying? Do I only care about money? Well, listen, I care about everything money can do for me, my family. Motherfucking, we wouldn't be talking about Elon if he didn't have what? Money. If he was just a smart retard, a fucking broke smart retard.
No one knew about
You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't be talking about that motherfucker. We wouldn't be talking about Donald Trump if he wasn't a billionaire, because he wouldn't be president. He wouldn't be president if he wasn't a billionaire. You know what I'm saying? Money's important, dummy.
I think you got his answer though.
Hey man, yeah, listen. I, like all smart people, care about money. Like anybody with half a fucking brain cares about money. Hey man, but listen, we're gonna tell you how to make money off Elon versus Trump. Let's get it. You know, before we get into all of that, man, this is episode 205 of the Victory Talk podcast. You know what it is. We've been out here doing it. Since I talk about money, they said, "Do you only care about it? Is that all you care about?" It's like, that's so fucking like, yo, man, I'm real hungry. Man, do you only care about food? I'm like, nah, I'm just hungry now. You know what I'm saying? If my son wants to go to the trampoline park, motherfucker, you only care about trampolines, nigga? Nah, you can talk about trampolines sometimes without it being the only thing he cares about. The fuck? Hey man, you heard that new Drake? You only care about Drake? Nah, man, I just wanted to hear the new song, man. Jam. Anyway, it's episode 205 of the Victory Talk podcast. I am your host, Big Brandon Carter, King Keto, the King of Ketosis, Gymnasium Jesus, the Southside Savior, Jesus de Gimnasio para mi gente. You know what I'm talking about? And Southside Savior, you know what I'm saying? And listen, I'm not alone. I'm also joined by the best producer in the game, you know what I'm saying? Listen, man. Listen, in the podcast game, you the best producer, right? In movies, the best producer was who? Weinstein. In music, the best producer is who? Diddy. In podcasts, the best producer is Nima. What up? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, good. Super excited. This is gonna be one of those episodes.
It's gonna be one of those episodes.
Really, yeah.
It's gonna be one of those episodes. Man, all you care about is episodes.
All I care is views.
Yo, but we also got, you know what I'm saying, my Minovia, you know what I'm saying? She manning the super chats. She got the laptop on her lap right underneath them big ass titties. And if y'all say anything crazy, she gonna ban you. She gonna banish you. You're gonna be exiled indefinitely. You know what I'm saying? But she's also gonna be reading your super chats. You know what I'm saying? All right. You know, before we gonna talk about Trump and them, Trump, Elon, and the bromance being over. You know what I'm saying? But first we got a sponsor. Nima, did you know that? We got a sponsor.
I did not know that.
Yeah, man. It's lit.
It took us 205 episodes to get to the sponsor.
We got a few sponsors, man. Well, unlike other podcasts, it's not sponsored by motherfucking high-tech mattresses, 8 sleep, 9 sleep. You know what I'm saying? Ain't matched by that. This ain't gonna be no motherfucking saltwater LMNT sponsoring the shit. It ain't gonna be no motherfucking greens powder. AG1, nah, man, it's sponsored by the big dog. I'm sponsoring my own pod. You know what I'm saying? I got a free ebook for you called The 10 Commandments of Online Training. It's the first link in the description. Show you how to grow your online fitness business. That's how I made my first $1 million. It's all you care about is money. That's how I made my first $1 million. With online training, I teach other people how to do it, and I can teach you for free in the ebook 10 Commandments of Online Training. Make sure you download that. And also, little product me and Nima have been working on. This is called Thought Repellent. This is a real product. It's really coming out. All right. It's really coming out. It's supposed to be out by summer. We only got a week left to the official summer solstice. So we really need your help. All right. All your super chats go toward development of Thought Repellent. All right. This is the easy to apply spray that keeps the hose away. It keeps the hose away. You don't want to get caught out here looking crazy by some thoughts. Now, the good women, they can still be around you. This won't affect them. It's genetically engineered to only repel the DNA of thoughts, sluts, hoes, stank hoes, skanks, scallywags, Jezebels, harlots. All right, 100%. If they try to get around you, you'll be like a force field. They won't be able to get next to you. All right, you're gonna need this, and I think we got a hero who's already contributed to the fund. Let's go. Oh, there's a few heroes. All right,
there's a few, but since we're on the topic of money,
yeah,
he responded with $10. Some people in the name of money go too far.
Some people do, man. You know what? Listen, here's the thing, Tay Diggs. You know what I'm saying? You yourself, you go to work every day. And unless you love your job, it's something you do for free, you doing shit for money. You spending a third of your life doing shit for money that you don't like. Now, maybe you love your job and you would have did it for free. Then you got the cheat code. That's what I did. When I started online training, helping people accomplish their goals, that was the cheat code. And I made money doing that. So it was like, it was synergy. But most people don't. Most people don't. Right. So it's like the motherfucking bus driver, unless that motherfucker grew up wanting to buy one in the motherfucking drive buses, pick people up and drop them off all over the city, unless that was his motherfucking life dream, then I would say him spending a third of his life doing something he hated for money is going too far. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Like it's my mama, you know what her job was before, back in the day, man. We ain't have the internet until like the 90s. It ain't exist. Right. So you had to call an airline to book your flight. And she was one of the motherfuckers who picked it up. Not a flight, not a travel agent. People like a travel agent. No, nigga. It wasn't like that. I mean, instead of logging on to delta.com, you had to call them motherfuckers. And she was the person who picked up the phone and booked your flight. And she hated that shit. She had to do that. She did that shit for decades until the internet made that job obsolete. And she took a little early retirement. But shit, that sounds like that's going too far. You feel me? Right? You're doing some shit you hate. That's what most people do. That's what most people live. That's probably how you live. Probably how your parents live. And I ain't no disrespect. My parents lived like that too. And I was living like that until I started online training, because it's important, Tay. You don't understand how important money is, man. Then I don't know, man. Listen, I don't know no rich people who don't take the acquisition of capital seriously, who don't like really treat it seriously, right? So you can mock it if you want, but all right. What else we got?
We have Rashad Pearson.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, what's good? Shout out to the positive message you spread, man. Been juggling the idea of online training while keeping my 9-to-5, which I am highly invested in. From what you've seen, how well do these trainers do who keep their 9-to-5? Hashtag
Yo, man.
you unk.
Oh, thanks, brother. Yeah, man. No. I mean, most people have to keep their 9 to job initially until they get to a certain point. But listen, I got this one student. Her name is Jen. Jen made $50,000 last month with online training, right? But she's still a pharmacist full time, and she got 2 kids, right? So it can happen. One of the guys, Eric, he was making $20K a month for like a year, but he was just like nervous about quitting his full time job, so he just kept it. But he just quit last week after a year of making $20K a month. You know what I'm saying? He just quit, so stand it, so he can take it to the next level. But some people, they just want like side income. They don't want to replace their job. Some people like their jobs, right? And they don't want to replace it. They just want more income from something that they enjoy. And so, and a lot of people do just that, right? Listen, Rashad, if you want some more information about that, check out the free ebook, The 10 Commandments of Online Training, and see if it's right for you. Because you may read that book and be like, oh, this is what it takes. I don't know if I wanted to do that, right? You know, honestly. So really just check out that ebook, read it, see if it's the right move for you, because it might not be, you know. Shout out to you, though, man, for the 50 spot, you know.
We have Leo.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny. Some call you Unc and some call you OG.
I don't know if I'm Unc or OG. I think I'm somewhere in between.
How about Uncle
Unc
OG?
and OG. Pause.
Uncle OG.
Unc G.
We'll figure it out. But we got Leo.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up, OG? Seeing these two old dudes fighting shows why we would never watch two old gals fighting. These men have enormous power, and women can contribute to a man's power by making a sandwich.
There's a lot of words there. There's a lot of words there. Both, you know, a lot of letters, sentences. There's a lot of, you know, vowels, consonants, subjects, predicates, and you know, I'm gonna have to take that one in, Leonardo. I'm gonna have to take that one in and digest it, because that was so deep that I think I just gotta like let that marinate for a minute, so I can attempt to figure it out. You feel me? You know, because there's like layers to that shit, homie. And I feel you, man. You know what? I would just say that I agree. As a matter of fact, man, I agree with that one. You know what I'm saying? There's not much I can't agree. You know, when I ate bread, I used to like sandwiches. Straight up. I used to like sandwiches. And I ain't letting no man make a sandwich for me. That's gay as hell. If I went in the Subway and it was a nigga back there, I'd be like, I don't care if it's Pride Month. I don't care if it's Pride Month, man. I ain't letting no motherfucking man make me a sandwich, because that's how they get you. That's how it starts. All right. First you let men make your sandwiches. Next thing you know, we got motherfucking men playing women's sports. Yeah. Next thing he's putting it in your mouth, man. You gotta. He's feeding it to you. Right? No, sir, not me. So Leonardo, I approve that message. As a matter of fact, man. If a man makes your sandwich, you ain't straight. Nigga ain't never made a sandwich for me. My dad tried to make me a sandwich once, man. I slapped that shit across the room, like, fuck out of here, man. Mom was gone. She was on vacation. I was like, nigga, I'ma starve before I let a man feed me. Pause. And my dad was like, respect.
Yo, what?
He was like, respect. That was the test, little nigga. You passed. And now you go, and now we gonna starve this week.
What are you saying?
You gotta raise the kids right, is what I'm saying. All right. You gotta raise the kids right.
Leo has a follow-up. $10 to bring back the collection plate. This is the thought repellent fund.
Shout out to Leonardo. That's the homie, man. We see him every week. He always comes through dropping knowledge on these motherfuckers' bars. You know what I'm saying? The women make the sandwiches. All right.
Yo, we have Real Talk Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 17, graduated high school early. I've been using Google Calendar, Vision Planner. I've been working out since since January 31st. Started at 126 pounds. I've never seen somebody write the fucking calendar.
No, I get it. Listen, I get it. Go ahead.
Listen, there's a reason why he graduated early, but all right. He's been working out since January 31st. He started at 126 pounds. Now he's at 130. Any tips before I turn 18? Thanks, kinfolk.
Yo, what up, homie? Yo, I graduated from high school when I was 17 too. We smarter than these motherfuckers, man. Old ass niggas graduate high school at 18. Dummies. Nah, they ain't not dumb. They just regular. We special. And We special real talk podcast. Can I come back to that? Because I do have some real tips for you. You know what I'm saying? Is he about to start? Did you say he about to start college? Or he not going to college? He's just going to start podcasting.
That's unknown. We don't know when he's going to turn.
Unknown. I need listen, we're going to look for a follow-up from you. You know what I'm saying? We need to know. But I got something for you, but I got to get into this motherfucking Trump shit. All right, I got to get into that Trump shit. We're going to come back to that. Leave it on the top thing so I know it's okay. Greg, Greg, give me a nod if you can give me a minute to intro this shit because we started late, you know. All right, thanks, man. Appreciate it. All right, listen. Hold up. Where'd it go? Oh, there you go, right here. All right, listen, guys. We got some series, man. Elon Trump feud. I'm gonna talk about it. I want to talk about how we can get some money off of it. All right. You know what I'm saying? It's real talk. I ain't warned you. That's my the beef between Elon Musk and the beef between suspected human Elon Musk and grown chicken nugget Donald Trump, aka our fearless leader, has erupted. It's gotten crazy, you know? And I want to talk about it, what's happening, and I want to talk about how we can make some money off of it for sure. All right. But here's the thing. Before we get into this, I'm not political at all. I'm not conservative. I'm not liberal. I'm conservative about some things. I'm liberal about some things. Right. I'm a big Second Amendment fan. I'll be walking around Miami streets like Black John Wick, Jamal Wick. But I also think abortion's cool. I think some of y'all should have been aborted. Coming here talking shit, I'm gonna abort you now. I'll fuck around and abort an adult right now that ain't even mine. Do the shit your motherfucking mom was do the shit your mom was too scared to do or too stupid to do. Postpartum abortion in this motherfucker. I say all that to say I'm not political. I'm not taking a political stance. All I care about is how we can make some money off of this. And that's what we're going to talk about. All right. So let's give a recap of what happened. Right. Yesterday, Elon Musk called Donald Trump's big, beautiful bill debt slavery. And he urged people to call their congressmen and tell them not to vote for that shit because the bill hasn't been passed through all levels of government yet. And the Republicans, they want to get that bill passed by January 4th, America's birthday. That's January 4th is when we commemorate the first time we beat the shit out of the British. They tried to run it back in 1812. They said, you know what? They wanted a rematch and they got what they was looking for. They got fucked up again. We don't celebrate that because it's like the first one was more important. By the second time, that's just what we do. Beat Great Britain's ass. And then Hitler came through, tried to bomb London, and we had to go save them again. We saved them twice. We beat their ass twice, then we saved them twice. Back-to-back World War champs. Anyway, that's when they want to have the bill passed by America's birthday. Now, oh yeah, the 4th of July. You're gonna have to. Huh? Yeah, the Republicans want to have that bill passed by the 4th of July. But recently, Trump fired back, claiming Elon only opposes the bill because it removes the EV mandate. Elon responds, now I don't know if you notice about Elon Musk. A lot of people don't, but he really likes electric vehicles. He's actually a big proponent of them. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people just think he makes racist AI software. But that's not where his career started. I'm just playing. Gronk is not racist. But if you are racist, you definitely use Gronk. For sure. Hey, I use Gronk sometimes. Sometimes I can be a little racist. that's when I'm feeling the urge for some racism. Claude won't do the job for me. You only use Claude during Pride Month. Gronk is what I use just when I want just a little bit of racism. Hey, we all like a little bit of racism in our AI sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes. All right, and but here's the thing: he doesn't just make racist AI; he also has an EV company called Tesla. All right, and now Elon responded, threatening to start his own political party. And then he said, yo, Trump, you wouldn't even been elected if it wasn't for my help. He said he was ungrateful. Now, there may be some truth to that, because Elon Musk did donate about $300 million to Trump's campaign. Now, I know for some of y'all, that's a lot of money. I know for some of y'all, that's a lot of money. That's the reason I say something, because there's probably 1 or 2 billionaires watching this shit right now, trying to see who the real niggas talking about, because they ain't got that kind of exposure. So I'm their liaison to the regular motherfuckers. And but it's a lot of money to me. 3, and I think now maybe he would have got elected without that. But I don't know if a motherfucker give me, if I give a motherfucker $300 million, I'm not going to expect him to do some shit that fucks with my company. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to expect him to try to get a bill passed that deliberately hurts my company. Like, that's not what I would expect. But I ain't never been a billionaire. So maybe Trump, he's a billionaire. He was thinking differently. I don't know. But then Trump responded to that. He said he threatened to pull all of SpaceX government contracts. So Trump is like, oh yeah, you ain't like me taking away the EV mandate? What's gonna happen when I take away your motherfucking rocket ship money? You know what I'm saying? Because Elon has another company where he's building ships, presumably to go back to wherever he's from. And Elon ain't like that shit either. And that's when things took a wild turn. That's when Elon, he said, let me pull it up right quick. Which one is it? Hopefully it's this one. Ah, fuck. Oh, okay. Which one is it? This one?
Just do the same thing you did. No, that you opened it together.
I don't know what to do. Where is it? Is it this one? Here we go. Okay, let's just do this one. All right. So Elon said, yo, it's time to drop the big bomb. Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That's the real reason they not been public. Have a nice day, Donald J. Trump. Anybody know what the J stands for? Nah, man, you don't put. I know you're not from America. We don't put Junior in the middle of a name. The J stand for. The J stand for. I don't know. I couldn't think of nothing funny in enough time. Now the John. That's lame. All right. Anyway. Now, so this shit is getting crazy. This shit is getting crazy out here. Now, how do we make money off of this? That's the question. Later on, I'm gonna bring on Young Candlestick in a minute, and we're gonna go over the stocks. But listen, here's the thing. Here's my investment thesis. Ever since Elon started fucking with Trump, giving him money, shouting him out and shit, even before the election, I was thinking in my head, man, this can't be good for Tesla. Because I don't know any conservatives that drive Teslas. Maybe you guys do. Leave a comment if you know some hardcore conservatives who drive electric cars. I live in Florida, Miami, Florida. And I'm rich. What does that mean? Almost all my friends are conservatives. But I'm also black. So what does that mean? I know a lot of liberals as well. And only the people, all the Tesla owners I know are legit liberals. Like I have one friend in Miami who has a Tesla. Guess what? He's a fucking vegan, right? You don't get more liberal than that. Motherfucker care about animals and shit. I slapped the shit out of an animal. And anyway, no. Right? So some of my conservative friends, no bullshit, drive monster trucks. One of them has a car that looks like a legit tank, right? They love gas. They love fossil fuels, petroleum, right? They don't be fucking with those EVs, right? So it's pretty much a liberal customer base, all right? I'm sure there's exceptions. I'm sure there's a motherfucker. I'm sure somewhere in America, there's a what's the small Tesla called? Not the Cybertruck. Just give me a name of it. Like, I'm sure there's a Model 3 with a conservative with a Confederate flag on it somewhere in America. I just ain't seen it. I just ain't seen it. And so if we can assume that most Tesla owners, at least in the past, were liberals, when he flips sides, the liberals ain't gonna fuck with it, because the more hardcore liberal you are, the more you hate Trump, right? That's why liberals were fucking bombing Teslas. You know what I'm saying? People were putting, motherfuckers in California were slapping bumper stickers on their car saying, yo, I bought this shit before Elon went crazy. Because California got all them liberals, you know? And so my thesis was, man, this got to be bad for Tesla. And that stock been dropping. The stock been dropping. And then Elon He gave Trump $300 million, a little something, broke him off a little change, you know. I'd have gave him more. But I ain't had the time to link up with him. But but then when he got elected, he went on stage at the inauguration. He hit him with the "I give my heart to you." Right now, a lot of people are saying that looked like a Nazi salute. Some people were saying, nah, he just got a little bit of autism. That was just a little bit of tism. That was just a little tism. You know what I'm saying? However, I know motherfuckers who are way more artistic, that are way more autistic than Elon. And they've handed me things before. They've given me things. And none of them have ever gave it to me underhanded like this. They've thrown things to me, but none of them ever did that, right? I'm not saying he was on some Nazi shit. Maybe he was just a fucking tism, you know? His tism was acting up. But it might have been something else. Because here's the thing. We're going to get to how this affects Trump. But, oh, fuck, hold on. Give me a second. I got to log in. It's New York Times, man. It's behind a paywall. I got a New York Times membership. I know I'm a fucking loser. All right. All right. All these ads. Didn't I just pay to look at the shit? Now I got all these ads. All right. Anyway. Yo, they were talking about how Elon Musk, man, that motherfucker on drugs. He stay on the ketamine, the ecstasy. This motherfucker been popping psychedelics. He been going crazy, getting mad bitches pregnant. He got like 14 kids now, man. He out here, my man out here living like a rock star. All right, he getting bitches pregnant, getting bitches pregnant, doing mad drugs. Right? This article is actually kind of fascinating, you know. And and then there's another article that said that. There's another report. This came from the Economic Times. I ain't got to tell y'all about it, but Economic Times. Oh, all these fucking ads, bro. God damn, yo, like 8 ads popped up. But anyway, man, this is yo, listen. Ah, Jesus. All right. So when Dodge left the fucking White House, what the fuck is all this bullshit? All right. When Dodge left the White House, they saying that, man, they found fucking drugs, weed, ketamine, and roaches. It was fucking dirty up in that bitch, or wherever the offices was. There was roaches and rats in that motherfucker. Goddamn. Like they was going crazy. It sounded like they was on some Rockstar shit, man. They was doing drugs, getting motherfuckers pregnant. You do enough. If I do enough ketamine, I'll probably break out a Nazi salute. You know what I'm saying? Probably break out a Nazi salute or something. But especially if I was on the shrooms. Nima, you ever did shrooms?
No.
I did some shrooms, bro. I did some shrooms once, man. Once with some fucking whites. And that should have you doing all types of salutes. All right. The fucking Nazi salute, the day I did shrooms, a Nazi salute would have been one of the least craziest shit I did that day. So I get it. However, I don't think that's good for Tesla. So as soon as I saw the Nazi salute, I was telling my financial advisors, young candlestick, I want to start shorting Tesla, shorting the stock. I want to short the stock. And we were calling it the TISM short, you know, a little autism short. If you find out, listen, I'm not a financial advisor. It's not financial advice. This is just a suggestion. If the CEO of a public company If you find out he's a junkie and he's publicly doing Nazi salutes on purpose, on accident, involuntarily, if he doesn't have the wherewithal to not do a Nazi salute, even if it wasn't on purpose, you should probably short that stock. That company's in trouble. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's not a political thing. It's not a political thing. If the fucking CEO of Mars Candy comes out and does a Nazi salute on accident, he ain't know we shorting M&Ms this afternoon. I think that's just a good sign. I think that's a good policy. Puts. Now, if he's doing ketamine and shrooms, you probably want to short that stock too, right? No, but now he's got beef with the homie Trump, and Trump got power to actually hurt these motherfuckers. He's out here saying that he called Trump a pedophile, right? In no uncertain terms, right? He called Trump a pedophile because Epstein. Nima, what was Epstein doing? He was out there. Can you know what he was doing on that?
I did not know him until you brought.
You just met him?
Yeah,
I did not. You met him recently, or he dead, man. No. But Epstein was a wild boy. I don't want to say it publicly what he was doing, screenshot or something, right? But it was wild. He had a freaky island. He made the shit Diddy doing look super calm. Epstein make Diddy look like reasonable and calm, you know. And if Trump's in there with him, that's what basically he called him a pedophile. Now, here's the thing. I'm saying we should short Tesla is what I'm trying to say. I think that's how I'm gonna make money off it, right? And maybe even SpaceX, because that's publicly traded as well. Because check it out. I ain't never been president of the United States. Full disclosure. But if a CEO of another company started calling me a pedophile, I'd probably cancel the government contracts with him. Right? I probably wouldn't be doing business with him. I'm in charge of the government. He in charge of the company. We probably shouldn't do business together, right? And Trump's threatened. He already threatened to. Let me bring up what this nigga was saying on Truth Social, man. Hold up, where we at? Oh yeah. So Trump was on Truth Social. I didn't know this was a real thing until today, man. But accept the cookies. No, I'm not gonna create a Truth Social account, motherfucker. All right. But he said, "Yo, man." Trump said, "Yeah, he's not gonna tweet the shit. He's gonna put it on his shit." But he said, "Is it here?" Oh yeah. Yo, man, I don't mind Elon turning against me, but he should have done this months ago. This is one of the greatest bills ever presented to Congress. Record cutting expenses. Remember this: $1.6 trillion, the biggest tax cut ever given. Where would it go? Oh, that's not what I wanted to read. Fuck, I wanted to read the other one. I can't because I ain't got a Truth Social account. Let me try again. No truths. Fucking Truth Social, man. This ain't working. Well, anyway, he said, yo, he should cancel the SpaceX shit. And he's already said he's already took away the EV mandates, but they could probably do more shit to fuck with his businesses. Now, Tesla is down like 15% today. 15%. That's a shitload in one day. And Elon is out here doing Nazi symbols, potentially doing a lot of drugs. He'll probably have 3-4 more babies before the year's over at this pace. And he's in a beef with the most powerful man in the world while running 3 countries. I mean, while running several companies. So he's getting bad bitches pregnant, running several companies, and has a beef with the most powerful man in the world. Even if the drug shit ain't true, those are enough things that if any CEO, it's not a political thing, was involved with it, I think buying some puts on that stock might be appropriate. You know what I'm saying? I think so. Yeah. So that's how I plan on making money off this beef, no matter how it ends up. Let me know what your thoughts are. We're going to bring Young Candlestick in a minute because he's going to break down the charts and let us know what you think. Matter of fact, let's do it right now. Let's bring in Young Candles. Oh, but if you don't want to do puts or you ain't got no money to do puts, right? Because puts cost money. You should start your online fitness business. I got a free ebook called The 10 Commandments of Online Training. It'll show you how to grow your online fitness business, even if you don't have a big following, even if you're not certified, even if you have even if you don't have a lot of experience. That's how I made my first million, the first million. And check it out. You might be interesting for you, right? Because if you ain't got no money to buy Tesla puts, you got to go make some money. All right, let's get it. Yo, what up, man? What up? Good to see you, Brandon.
Mm-hmm. The theme of this episode is when billionaires break up, right?
Yeah, we got a little breakup.
And basically,
the bromance is over.
You covered a lot of it, Brandon. Basically, there's a lot of beef between Elon and Trump. And I just want to give a quick recap of what's actually happened in the past and what's happened to Tesla's stock chart at those points in time. So back over here, back in early November, this is when the election occurred. And prior to that, Elon actually endorsed Trump. He really vibed with
he gave him a bunch of money too.
Yeah. He vibed with Trump after he did the fight. He got up after being shot. Elon was like, this is the president that America needs. And he was funding Trump. He gave Republicans $250 to $300 million to help fund the campaign. We have the election, and Tesla stock actually went up over 128% since the election. And that's just in 2 months. Then Elon got really involved with Doge. He was even sleeping at the White House, as you mentioned earlier. And that's when the stock actually started tanking. So now he's pissing off Democrats heavily. So stock is dropping 55% from 55%.
Right, because that's when the TISM that's when the TISM short started, right? After, because that like the peak is when he did the fucking I don't want to get my YouTube disabled by doing that shit. I'm not retarded, so I'm not gonna do the shit. I can't get away with that. I can't say, oh, it's fucking autism.
Definitely. And you were on top of that short. You were catching a big portion of this wave, and we were also in victory trades. And so what's been going on with Tesla recently? So recently we traded some Tesla longs over 290 to 300. Cool. Tesla bounces 25, but then it starts to hit some resistance. The exact area that it broke down from once Elon started getting involved with Doge. So Tesla was overbought. It's hitting resistance. You've got technical bearish divergences. Tesla is set to drop, even if Elon wasn't going around causing beef with everybody. And it just happened to magnify that drop. So we started to break support, big ass volume. And like you mentioned earlier, if he's going to lose the EV tax credits, the government subsidies, you're pissing off the most powerful person in the world. That's going to be happening. And Elon's really shutting off both of his bases. He shut off the liberals. Now he's pissing off MAGA.
It's like who okay, think about it. People, if you're a liberal or you're conservative, you're like, if you call yourself a liberal, you fucking hate Trump. If you call yourself conservative, you fucking love Trump, right? I don't call myself neither. I'm an opportunist, right? And I'm not a liberal or conservative. I'm a real ass nigga. And so I don't care, right? But who's left? If you piss off both sides, who buys Tesla? You get what I'm saying? Like, who buys Tesla if you piss off both sides?
he's really got to start up some like new business models or get some type of demand going for Tesla, because that's the only thing that can really save Tesla stock. One thing to note is that information and prices can get factored into the market really quickly. So it's difficult to know how much of this drop. The stock has dropped 35%, 25, 30% in just a week. So how much of that is actually priced in? Tesla has tended to be overvalued, so maybe it can start to come back towards its fair value. We are coming into short-term support, but guess what? That doesn't mean that it's a buy. It mostly means let it bounce, and then you can short a lower high. And how do you make money off of Tesla potentially dropping? I don't have a strong opinion either way on Tesla, but you can buy Tesla puts. That's fine. But you can also do something like inverse. TSLQ goes up when Tesla goes down. So, and this is an attractive price. So if you're not an options geek, you can just buy this, slap on a stop loss. And if Tesla continues to drop, boom, you can make money. What
is it leveraged, or is it?
I do. It's 2 times leverage. So you don't.
So you make twice. You make.
Long time.
Okay, so you make twice as much.
Yep, you make twice as much. You don't want to hold on to this for a long time because of the decay that comes with inverse ETFs. I'm not going to get too much into that. But what I actually like better than shorting Tesla, you're still shorting Tesla, but it's actually shorting consumer discretionary. So this is the XLY ETF. And actually what's cool about it is Tesla is the second largest holding in this ETF, next to Amazon and then Home Depot, Booking Holdings, McDonald's, TJ Maxx. So think consumer discretionary. This is discretionary income that's not needed for necessities. It's like fun spending money usually. So if you have a lot of extra income, if you have a lot of extra money sitting in your bank account, you're probably going to be swiping on Amazon a lot more, right? So if this kind of ties into the how strong is the consumer. So if XLY starts to break down, I think that you could buy puts on XLY and you get a little bit better of a bang for your buck. And I would just expect at least like a quick 3 to 5% drop. One thing that ties in with consumer discretionary, along with Tesla, Amazon, and all those other stocks, is Visa. So Visa, it's a great indicator for how often are people swiping that credit card. Okay. So Visa makes a lot of money each time that you spend money with the Visa card. And you can see Visa's been nice and strong. The consumer has been strong. We just made all-time highs today, but now we're starting to show a little bit of bearishness, a little bit of a bearish engulfing. This could be the top, but I'm just kind of using this as an indicator. This also bleeds into the NASDAQ, where the NASDAQ pretty extended. We got a bearish engulfing. The overall market could drop about 2 to 4% from here, especially if the non-farm payrolls economic data is bearish tomorrow. So I really like consumer discretionary puts instead of Tesla puts. They'll be priced a little bit better. Okay. And obviously if Tesla could get a bounce, that's a safer entry. So that's one thing to look at. Obviously, as well as with consumer discretionary, you could take a look at like hotel stocks, Marriott. You could look at Airbnb. Airbnb is looking actually kind of strong, but I'd look at something like Marriott puts or something like Las Vegas Sands. This could start to potentially break underneath the support level and get a good, 5 to 10% drop. So that's basically how you can potentially make money from all of this stuff. Of course, we've got our other stuff like I like Apple shorts. With that, we've been long on Axon. That
Axon, yeah, we've been going hard. Axon, bro. Tell them when I called that out again.
You called out Axon at $290 a share. Since then, Axon's up 166%.
Come on, man.
Victory Trades has a butterfly cooking right now that can turn $169 into $2,000. So that's exciting. It just needs to close near $800 per share on June 20th. So that's
had y'all been paying attention, man, y'all could have made money off that with us, because I know I called it out on the podcast.
You did. Free. And I showed my positions too, which is not easy to do on a public forum. Silver, we've been talking about silver. So these are alternative asset classes. Boom, silver breaking out. We took some good profits on silver today. You can even see some of the Victory Trades members. Some people are making $40. Some people are making $172. We got people making almost $2,000 on AVGO calls. And these have all been talked about as the top setups on the podcast. So there are many ways to make money in the market. And, you know, going back to like Tesla, you can trade it and you can buy puts on it, but you got to be careful with your entry. Sometimes they can go through wicked squeezes. So if Tesla maybe tomorrow gets up to like 300 to 313, that could be an entry to potentially short. You can see a lot of these great short setups. There's a 5-minute trend line break. There's a bear flag breakdown. Boom. So like just
I really like 300. I really like 300.
Yeah.
When I'm looking at the chart, like 300, that seems like the place to short it.
There's going to be a lot of sellers near that 300 level. And I'm just going to actually quick load up Bookmap. It takes just a second here. And what's cool is you can actually see the orders populate onto the chart. And so I'm curious to see if it'll show anything interesting. So the market is closed right now, so it's not going to show Tesla. Actually, it might. Give it a sec. It's actually pretty cool. But those are the main things that I'm looking at. Market's looking a little bit top heavy. Tesla added to the downside pressure in the market.
And Tesla has earnings on the 25th.
Okay. Okay. You know what? This may not load the way that I want it to, but either way, that's what I'm looking on Tesla. Otherwise, as long as Tesla's underneath 330, its bear trend is intact. Okay. And they need to do something different if they're going to recover.
I feel that, man. I'm trying to get some shorts tomorrow. Some more. I'm trying to add to my short position. Also, guys, if you want to trade with us, right, in victory trades, you get two things. One, you get 100. You get like 24-hour access to Greg, which means he'll respond to you in 24 hours. Like if you hit him up.
Oh yeah.
And you get Greg's trade alerts straight to your phone every day. Every time there's a trade alert, right? Which is pretty much every day. And when they enter, when they exit, right? You get all of Greg's trainings on options, right? But what I think is one of the coolest things, you get to trade with Greg and I every morning. So we trade futures every morning, and we've been making a lot of money trading. I trade futures. Greg trades everything every morning, but we mostly focus on. I only focus on futures, and then we show people how to trade futures without their own money. So we help people get approved to work with prop funds, meaning you trade with their money. You got to pass the evaluation, means you have to like trade well enough. But if you'll be trading with us every morning, right? And I call out my positions. This is where I got my buy orders, I got my sell orders, and the group's been making money, man. And it's a lot of fun every morning. We get on at like 9:15.
Yep.
9:15 around that time.
15 minutes before market open, we go live for 1 to 2 hours. Basically, what I do is I go through the pre-market prep. Brandon and I give our thoughts on the market. We call out where our orders are. Sometimes there are some faster trades. Sometimes there are
sometimes you just got to go,
sometimes you just go. I also note a few swing setups. I've got alerts on many different stocks and setups. So there's something for everybody, but we really do specialize in that futures market where we're actually day trading, getting that active income. And then if you've got a full-time job, maybe you can't make it to the lives. That's where, the alerts, I'm just telling you what I'm doing. Remember that this is all for educational purposes only. I'm not telling you what to do.
You got to say that because
I don't care what you do.
He's a charted market. He's got he passed Series 65.
Yep, I passed my Series 65 exam, so my registration with the state is pending. So I do need to be very cognizant.
He's got to say that stuff all the time. It's only education public.
I should just get
gotta say nothing. You know what I'm saying? But I get it. Cover that ass. Pause. You got a super chat.
Oh, let's check it out.
Yeah.
So you do have a professional chartered market technician. That just means I'm a geek when it comes to analyzing and forecasting stock prices, asset allocation.
You passed that Series 65. Let's go.
That was really hard. It was actually a really tough test. The dude
I would imagine.
He failed. He failed twice.
Yeah, he did.
So the question we got from Patrick is BTC, Bitcoin. What's going on with Bitcoin? So
that's a good question, Patrick.
It's really helpful to look at Bitcoin because it's a risk-on asset. When Bitcoin's doing well, generally risk-on assets, the overall market's doing well. People are making money. Generally, people don't go out and buy Bitcoin if you've got only like $50 in your bank account. You got your last bit of money. So Bitcoin has made new all-time highs, but it's starting to dig a little bit deeper than normal. This is kind of like starting to turn into a red flag where it could be a false breakout. Had Bitcoin held above 110K, even something like 105K, that would be super bullish. The fact that it started to turn its old all-time high into resistance is telling us that Bitcoin looks a bit neutral / bearish. Now,
look at your MACD. Is that your MACD up?
I've got an RSI. I can pull up the volume weighted MACD or a regular MACD.
Always a
regular
regular
one for now.
Yeah. You know, now look at the previous all-time high versus the what do you see?
So this is a bearish divergence. So you can see that this peak is higher than this peak. That means that these highs were made on strong momentum, but this high was made on weaker momentum. And that just tells us that we could be more prone to a false breakout and a snap back in. Actually, today for Victory Trades members, I took profits on an IBIT leap call debit spread. And, you know, we were accumulating it down here near 48. I exited today at around 58. I'm not going for all-time highs. I'm just trying to, you know, catch the meat of the move. So I would say just be cautious on crypto. I don't see any great like buy points right here or right now.
I like honestly, I think it's going to drop some more. So if you like the asset, I think you'll get an opportunity to buy it cheaper soon. I'll put it like that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think. Like around and full disclosure, I'm dollar cost averaging into the Bitcoin ETF, IBIT, IBIT.
Yep.
And so I'm dollar cost averaging into the ETF. But you know, man, if it hits 92 again, I wouldn't mind loading up.
Yeah, I think that's a good location because you kind of have that trend. You have that trend line support. You've got that flat support. So yeah, around that 90K level could be better for maybe like a position trade for a short, for maybe like a day trade. Maybe if it gets somewhere near like 98K, you've really got to start to zoom in on the smaller time frames and see what type of patterns and setups that you see. But it all depends on your risk tolerance, your time horizon, your total assets. There are a lot of factors that go into a trading or an investment decision. And that's why you want to be as educated as possible.
The cool thing about Bitcoin, the one thing I do like is if you miss it at a price you liked, you don't have to chase it. It'll be back at that price. It'll be back at that price in no time.
You know, I like Bitcoin at 32K. Maybe I can wait right there.
Hey man, you know, you might not get 32K no time soon. I mean, listen, if you missed it last time it was at 70, I think you'll get another shot. I think you'll get another crack at it.
You might, and that's if we go into like a crypto winter or like a recession, people are going to need to sell their Bitcoin to pay bills. That's kind of in that situation where you can start to get those flash crashes. There are no huge red flags just yet. It's looking just fine. You know, going back, this ties into a currency analysis that I gave a few weeks ago. The dollar is really just weak. And so if the value of your dollar is constantly losing value, putting it in places like Bitcoin, gold, silver, even stocks, that's just another place to put your money to get it to work for you because the dollar is just consistently losing value. And this ties.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
This ties.
I was about to gold, man. Gold is almost flirting with all-time highs again.
Oh yeah. Well, this ties into silver and how I was saying I think silver can start to outperform gold during this box. And so silver since then, silver's up 11.5%. Gold is still strong. I'm still bullish gold. But gold since then, gold's only up, 6%. So silver's doubled.
You like silver a lot,
gold. But I do like it. There's no like setups really. It's kind of one of those things where
what you on GDX? I can't see it from here. GDX.
This is GLD. So GLD. That's my favorite way to
look at the futures. Look at the futures though.
Oh,
MGC.
Yeah.
Like that chart. The chart is not as ugly.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
that's a bullish chart, man.
It is.
You just like silver better. I get it.
I like silver because it has more It has less risk and more potential upside. I've already taken some profits on silver. The way the indicators are pointing, sometimes if you put up like a moving average or if you just draw an arrow at the end of your MACD, that can kind of give you the forecast where it says it just might be neutral. Like it might just chop around. So you could do something like bullish put credit spreads on gold. And that makes
you can't do it on the futures, but you'd have to do it on GLD.
Yeah, no big deal. I mean, let's just say like, okay, I'm bullish on gold, like into the end of the year. I could just go out to something like December 19th. I could do something like sell the I'll do something like sell the 305 put, buy the 300 put. So sell the 305, buy the 300. I'm going to risk $290 to make $210. So risk $290 to make $210. As long as the GLD ETF is above 305, it's currently at 309.80. I'll make that $210 profit. No action required. You don't even need to close the trade. So that's why I really like credit spreads. I like option trading because you can kind of tweak the probabilities of profit along with your risk to reward. And that gives you your long run expected value. So, a lot of traders, when they get started, they're constantly focused on risk to reward. And I think that's great. The next step is, what is your probability of getting that risk to reward? Okay.
Yeah.
So that's
I like it, man. I think you got another question.
Yeah, let's check it out. So TSLY is a yield max version of Tesla. Basically what they do is they do advanced option strategies on the underlying asset Tesla, and they generate consistent income. They spit out monthly dividends. So your account gets monthly cash flow at the cost of potential depreciation of the actual shares themselves. So TSLY really underperforms in a bear market or if the stock is dropping a lot. And so I'm not going to tell you what to do. It depends on what your goals are. But if Tesla's going to drop a lot, TSLY is going to drop a hell of a lot more. That's what I have to say. So DJ, come check out Victory Trades. I'll give you a professional analysis each and every day on Tesla.
Yeah. Man, Tesla, look at the volume on that drop today.
I know, right? I know, right? So volume spikes signal two things: the start of a new trend or the end of a trend. So this could be an igniting volume bar for more bearishness over time.
That's my prediction.
It could be a volume spike where it gets a short-term bounce.
It's going to get a bounce.
And then it can start to break down.
I think you're going to get a bounce. Like as close as tomorrow. We might get a bounce. And and that's when you put your shorts in.
This situation is really interesting because it just shows like the power of money, relationships, business, legislative laws. Like, it's really something to consider because Elon Musk can probably influence politics for decades to come. 30. 40,
he owns a social network, bro.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, he can.
Yeah. What I'm saying is Trump is the most powerful person in the world right now, but Trump maybe let's argue 1 to 2 decades has left. So that's something to consider too. This is like a decade long thing that we may need to decipher.
You know what? Here's the thing. What if it comes out that he was on Epstein Island?
That is wild.
I'm not saying it will. I'm not saying I don't know. I don't know if Elon would just say some shit like that. But then again, he's out here. He might have been high off the shrooms and ketamine. You know what I'm saying? And said, fuck it. He just said, you know what? He was on the island. Or
that would be wild. Like, could you imagine the political turmoil going on?
I feel sorry for people, man. This is why you don't want to get on nobody's dick, right? You want somebody's nuts. Imagine if you was like imagine it really happened, right? Imagine, let's just say, live in a world where we find out that what Elon's saying is true and he was really on the island. And you was running around with the Trump hats and all that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's why you don't want to be on nobody's nuts, man. Because you don't know these motherfuckers. You don't know what they'll do. Now you gotta fucking you gotta say, man, I ain't know, right? But it's like, yeah. But we don't know if that's true or not.
All we can do is make the best decisions possible with the information that we have. That's all we can do. And just update.
But it's a cautionary tale, man. Don't jump on nobody's nuts, man.
Say no more.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I look back, everybody in the hood, everyone in the hood, and not me alone, was wearing Sean John in the early 2000s. Now look at us. I posted a throwback of me from college, you know what I'm saying? And I fucking edited out the Sean John on the show. Oh. That's what y'all gonna be doing with them red hats. Y'all gonna be, if we found out that Trump was on the island, y'all gonna be putting fucking Coca-Cola on that hat. Yeah.
Everybody's Instagram stories and Instagram posts deleted.
Word. You know what I mean? You're gonna take off your fight your fight watch. You're gonna take off your Trump shoes. You know what I'm saying? But it might not be true. Elon might just be tripping.
Yeah.
Elon might just be
Nobody knows.
That's a crazy thing to lie about, though.
It is.
Is it crazier than doing a Nazi salute publicly? Right? I don't know what's crazier.
They're both crazy on their own level, in their own domain.
Yeah, and that's why we shorten the stock.
I'm looking at XLY. Yeah,
even if it's not true, the fact that he said it is enough to short the stock, man. All right, does Greg have another question? Nah? All right, she just ain't delete that yet. All right, yo, listen, you guys want to trade with us? We trade it every morning. Victory trades. We trade live, trade in futures. And you get Greg's trade alert straight to your phone, plus all of Greg's trainings and courses and 24-hour access to him. I mean,
that's way too much.
He'll respond to you in 24 hours, right? He got to sleep and eat food and defecate and shit, right? But hit him up. Hit him up on join our Discord. Hit him up and say, yo, I want to join Victory Trades. All right. Let's get it. All right. Hit up Young Candlestick. We will not hit you up first.
No,
so
no.
There's fake motherfuckers in there from Asia. You know what I'm saying? Pretending to be us. We got to kick them out every day and they be asking for crypto. I promise you I'll never ask for your crypto, man.
Yeah,
I'll never ask for your crypto, bro. All right. All right,
they don't tell you to deposit money into like stock moo or like have these weird ass scripts. Oh, you should know. Like you should know if it's me or not.
If you get scammed by Asian version of me or Greg, that's your fault. That's just natural selection, man. All right. All right. I'll let
Thanks for having me, Brandon.
All right.
Peace out, Victinators. Bye-bye.
All right. Ooh, I think some Victinators, you know what I'm saying? Some heroes got some super chats.
Do you want to answer the Real Talk podcast now?
Oh, what'd he say? Oh, yeah. Okay, so this motherfucker in high school. He's 17. You want to read the shit again, you know what I'm saying?
Real Talk podcast, graduated high school early at 17. He's been using the Google Calendar, a vision planner. He's been working out since January 31st. He started at 126 pounds. Now he's at 130. Any tips before he turns 18? Thanks, Kinfolk.
Tips on what, though? Working out or I'm assuming he's saying working out. I'm assuming he said work. Does he want to gain? He wants to gain muscle, I'm assuming. All right. All right, man. It's like sometimes it should be a riddle, you know? It'd be but yeah, yo, listen, start tracking your macros, brother. I'm just telling you, man. People act like it's the fucking most difficult shit in the world. You just graduated high school. I'm telling you, algebra is more difficult than writing a fucking report. Is more difficult than just putting numbers. It's just putting numbers in a phone. You start tracking your macros, you will get better results than motherfuckers who are out here just guessing. Like, I mean, how could it not be? Like, how could it not work like that? Anything you track, anytime you're tracking something, you're keeping a log, you're always going to get better results, right? It's you can freestyle it if you want, but everybody I know who says they're not getting results, none of them are tracking their macros with the weight loss or weight gain, like 100%. You can freestyle it if you want, but that's like motherfuckers. They're building a building behind us, right? Next door to Jeremy's crib. They're building another building. They got a whole game plan. They're tracking the results. They got blueprints. They know exactly what they're doing. Architect put it together. Why not just freestyle? And if that's so cool, if that works so well, why don't they just go in there and figure it out? Hey man, well, we got some cement. You know what I'm saying? Let's mix it up and we'll figure it out as we go. Or you can just be more deliberate, you know. I don't know. You tell me which one you think works best for you. That's what I would do, brother. You start tracking, like that's my biggest regret. My first, I don't know, almost 10 years of working out, I didn't track my macros 100%. Now, my first like 5-7 years, I didn't track my macros. And when I started tracking, I just started making way more progress. You do that, man, you're gonna be in good shape. I'm telling you. That goes for all of y'all. If y'all would just track your macros and your calories, you will get way more progress. Just do it for, I mean, I would say you do it forever. It's not difficult. It's really just putting numbers on the phone. I've been doing it for like 2 decades straight. All right, let's go. Let's keep going.
We have Young Dim from Sydney. Bro, I've listened to your videos for the last 10 years. Thank you for lighting the path. Love you, bro. I need a crate of thought repellent stat.
Yeah. I got you, man. Yo, appreciate that. Appreciate that, homie. Glad that can help. 10 years. A lot of success in them years. Yeah, you got, yo, if you ain't tracking, you slacking. If you ain't tracking, you slacking. What else we got? Yep.
We have JBN. My bro had my YouTube account. I don't know who he thought he was. What happened to Big Money Methods?
I think we got to put that on pause because I'm working on something. I think we're working on something. Yeah. Don't worry about it. We're working on something else. All right. But I don't know what you mean. Your bro had your YouTube account. I don't know. Listen. Yeah. You know, I feel you, brother. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? If you're not tracking,
worried about Big Money Methods.
Yeah.
We have Corey with 2 S's with a super sticker. We have Bake with 2 E's. I'm 17 and an SDR for hotel investing mentorship. I have mentors who make over 40K a month from sales. How would you maximize the opportunity, BBC?
All right, so he's in a mentorship and his mentors are getting it popping. Listen, every time I've mentored, like really do what they say, do everything they say. You know, as it pertains to accomplishing your goals. It's super weird when people like pay for mentors and don't do what they say. Right? You don't start remixing shit until you mastered it. Like you got to learn the song before you can play the remix. That's what I'll say, man. Like straight up. All right. Let's get it. What else we got?
We have Germ. Do you have any tips for making a video sales letter for an AI automation agency?
Oh man, he gave me $4 and said, you know what? Teach me the thing that took you a decade to learn that made you millions of dollars, man. I got $5 for you, homie. That, you know, that thing that took you a decade to learn, and made you $1 million. Go ahead and teach me that shit. I never ran an AI automation agency. That sounds like a scam, but it might not be. You know, that's just what it sounds like. I didn't say it was. That shit might be legit, and I might be just ignorant, right? But go read Russell Brunson's book, .com Secrets. He has some good advice in there on video sales letters. Yeah. His father challenge. Russell Brunson has some good info on that. You know, .com Secrets. Yeah, that's what I would. All right, or all right. All right, I'm gonna give you some. You only gave me $4. I'm gonna give you some real game. Get the PDF file of .com Secrets. I can't tell you where to steal it from, right? But you get the PDF file, upload that, make a project in ChatJippidity, make a project, you know, and upload the project file, .com Secrets, right? and then give it all the information about what you want to say in the VSL, and then tell it to write you a script, a VSL script. And it's not going to be perfect, man. Because every time I tell ChatGPT to write me some copy, it's like better than a motherfucker who just learned to write copy like last year. But it's not better. It's never been better than a really good copywriter, like an A1 copywriter, like me, right? Like I may, you know what I'm saying? Like it's never better than what I'm gonna write. It's never better than what my top copywriter is gonna write. But it's better than what a motherfucker who like just learned to write copy will write, which sounds like you. But you should still read the book so like you can, you know, that shit ain't perfect. I know if AI does take over the world, it's gonna be a lot of fucking fuck ups because that should be fucking up all the time. It's gonna make everybody have 12 fingers. All right, what else we got? That's it. All right, guys, I want to give y'all a lesson. Maybe you can find this on a video somewhere. I want to give y'all a lesson. You know, you see Donald Trump and Elon. They're in this fight. They're fighting each other. Right. And Elon came out and he said that, yo, the reason the Epstein files ain't came out, man, because Trump is in them. Basically saying Trump is a PDF, you know? Right. And here's a lesson. I don't know if that's true or not. It's a pretty wild thing to say if it's not true. But I don't know if it's true or not. Let's just live in a world where it is true. This is why you don't want to be on another motherfucker's nuts. This is why you don't want to be on another guy's nuts, right? Because imagine you was out here wearing the Trump hats. You had a Trump flag. You had the shit in your yard. And then you find out that this is true. You was repping some pedophile shit. You was repping this PDF shit. Embarrassing. That's going to be a little embarrassing. Let me tell you how I know. Because in the early 2000s, when I was in college, the coolest clothing brand to wear was Sean John. And the other day, I was posting a throwback of me in college, Howard University, and I saw that I had a Sean John shirt on. I'm out here repping P. Diddy. I'm out here repping Diddy. I photoshopped that shit out before I posted it. That's what y'all gonna, if this is true, that's what you're gonna be doing with them red hats. That shit gonna be motherfucking Coca-Cola. Motherfucking Christmas. You're gonna say anything but make America great again if we find out that this motherfucker was really fucking with Epstein. I'm not saying it's true. Just imagine it is. That's gonna be mad embarrassing for all of y'all who's running around with the Trump sign next to your Confederate flags. You know? I'm just saying that's gonna be mad embarrassing, right? And that's why you don't want to be on nobody's nuts, man, because you don't know what kind of flaws they got, you know? Except for me. I'm flawless. I'm perfect. You ain't never got to worry about that with the big dog. All right, guys, we're gonna get up out of here. We do this every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just so you know, on Saturday, fuck with me. I'm dropping a new course. It's just for personal trainers who want to build their personal brand in social media. Or it's just for personal trainers and fitness influencers who want to build up their social media. It's called the Fitness Fame Framework. All right. It's really going to show you how to grow on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Because I've grown millions of followers on each platform. And I've helped other people do it and make a whole bunch of money. So we're going to show you how to grow your online, your online presence, grow your following, get your name out there, and show you how to stand out in a saturated market right? And penetrate that market, pause, in a way where where you actually stand out. And because that's the first thing you need to do. You want to start making money. You got to build that social media. I'm going to show you how with the fitness framework. It drops on Saturday. Stay tuned. All right. I'll let y'all.